What's happening, guys? Welcome to another video. And this weekend, it's been a busy one. It's the long weekend. It's Adelaide Cup weekend. It's the Sunday of the long weekend, and we have been fairly busy. Sam raced Friday and Saturday night at Mowbridge Speedway, and had one of his best outings in the wingless sprint. So I'll leave a link for our channel for that down below if you happen to be interested in it. But I had big plans to head off today and go up to Kayak Creek, do a bit of kayaking and check out what's happening up there. But then I got a phone call yesterday from a good mate of mine who I haven't seen for about 15 years or so, from England, Barney Kennett, who I used to race motorbikes with over in England. And he's been travelling down the east coast on a big holiday with his other half, Lynn, and I knew they were coming down to Adelaide, but I think they were pretty busy with the people they were staying with, so he wasn't too sure whether we were going to be able to catch up. But I get the phone call yesterday and he wanted to meet me, so we are going to meet him at the Swanport Hotel in the car park and then go for a bit of a tour around Murray Bridge, Wellington. So I think we'll probably do a food review either at the Wellington Hotel or at the Motorsports Park. We'll check that out, and then I'll show him the Speedway track where his brother Gordon, I believe, raced in an English touring team that came over in the late 70s. But we'll go and show him that and just go for a quick tour, and then tomorrow, to make the video, fill the video up a bit, we're going to head out to Mannum with the kayak and go for a bit of a kayak around Mannum, have a bit of a look what happened with the floods there, and just check the place out. So that's the plan. So looking forward to catching up with Barney. Barney is one of three brothers, the Kennett brothers, which are fairly well known in England back in the day and even today as speedway riders. I've been mumbling on too much so far in this one, so we better turn the camera around, show you guys what I'm looking at. You know what that means? It's time to start the music. So we are just crossing the Swanport Bridge at Murray Bridge, which is crossing the River Murray. And if you haven't seen my other videos about Murray Bridge, in a minute you'll be able to see where the flood waters are. So it's still hanging around on the other side of the river. So the first part is the River Murray, and the second part is usually grazing land, which you can see in the distance there. And that water will just sit there until it evaporates or soaks in, because the water's gone back way below the levee banks, probably by about a metre. So that water is probably just stagnating. That's a big word for me. So it might take a while to get for that to go, and it's probably going to start stinking a bit too. So here we are, guys, with Canterbury legend Barney. Put your camera down. Barney Kennett and the better half, Lynn, over here from England, Sevenoaks way? Sevenoaks, eh? Old speedway mate of mine. I used to teach him how to ride. He wasn't that bloody good, but no, the Kennett family, legends in British speedway. So over here, checking out the River Murray, and we're at Wellington at the moment. We're going to go and have lunch and have a bit of a chat. Wellington ferry and a bit of floodwaters out the back. Rightio, guys, we're just going onto the ferry now. We didn't get a wave. I was a bit slow there. We got an all right, but I think we'll get a wave as we go off. Sorry about the windscreen, guys. She's pretty dirty. The bird, this one's called a heron. So telling while I'm videoing this, we can tell Barney and Lynn about the ferries, because obviously they're from England and don't realise that all the ferries have a name. They're named after a bird, and this one's called the heron. And you guys know how expert I am at telling you all about the different birds. So yeah, the heron bird is an offspring of the golden sea perch, and its technical name is Herononymus acanukinus. Sorry, I'm getting worse at making these names up. Yeah, it's called the heron. So we'll see you guys the other side, and we'll see what sort of score we give the ferry operator. Okay, we're just coming in for the landing. We're sitting back a bit far. I can't see what's happening with the arms. That windscreen's bad. I was going to go and clean it, I forgot. Pretty smooth so far. Should be hooking up any second. Well, there we go. A little bit of a jolt. So we'll check out the wave. We didn't get a wave on the way in. He said hello though, but no wave. And make sure you always wave to the ferry operator. Barney's just giving him the finger. Come on, Barney. They're famous, our ferry operators. There we go. He's got a 5 finger wave. There we go. 2.5 finger wave and a shake of the head. Pretty good. Score, I'm going to give him 9.1. That's my review. And while we're driving out here, guys, you can see the big lineup. So a few people at the back there are going to have to wait for about 2 or 3 trips. And this is the part of the road that was flooded out. So this is why the ferry was shut during the floods. So all through here was flooded out, and all this water out to the right is not normally there. So people haven't seen water out on that part of the land for about 40 years. And you can even see down there how close the water is to the road. And I think the ferry only opened up about a week ago. And up ahead we've got Wellington East. So just doing a bit of a tour of the Bend Mororsport Park, or the Bend. We'll shoot in and have a look. Looks like they've got motorbikes out there racing or practicing today. I think it looks like it might be a practice day. So we'll go inside and show you some of the race cars they've got on the display. And I think we're going to go in and have a meal. Might have to do a food review. So just inside the display area at the Motorsports Park, you've got the restaurant up the top there, so we'll go up there and have a meal and watch a few motorbikes going around. So they had to twist my arm a little bit so they could have a lend of my Lamborghini to put on display, but in the end they offered me a bit of money, so I thought, yeah, I'll let them use it. Okay guys, we got the beef schnitzel here. I forgot to film it before I started chomping into it. And Lynn, what did you have? That was a pasta, children's meal, but it was a pasta. And Barney had the Bend Mororsport burger. We'll be back with a review in a minute. So we've done the loop around Wellington out to the Motorsports Park, and now just calling to see Sam. Last time Barney saw Sam was about 15 years ago over in England. So Sam raced over there, and we've caught him out here washing the car after last night's racing. Check out Martin Motorsports. I'll leave a link. I keep saying I'm going to leave a link, and I don't think I ever do, but he had a real good night last night. His first night, best night in the class so far. So the B main, which is, he came from 7th up to 3rd, which got him into the A main. So there's 40 cars all trying to make it into the top 20 to make the A main. So he ended up getting the second to last spot, starting out at 19, and it was a big once a year 60 lap special race, so he the 60 lapper and got up to 10th, so pretty good night. And the car's in one piece, got a bit of a ding up the rear end here, but we've got another one of those, or we'll get the hammer out. But good for him to catch up and see Barney and Lynn.
Hey, that's it. That's it. So, how'd you like that? That's so you love Australia?
Murray Bridge Speedway.
See you soon. One more, that's it. Thank you.
So just coming down into Mannum. Beautiful Murray Princess out to the right. So a few months ago I came through and showed you all the sand bags. So you can see to the right where the gravel is, that's where all the sandbags were. The Pretoria Hotel, that had to shut. Looks like it's reopened again now, but that got water in down in the cellars. All of these shops to the right got flooded, so they're all closed, and looks like they're doing a bit of work to get them back up and running. Righto, it's time to film my kayak mount. Very experienced with this now. I sort of look a little bit like a ballerina when I hop in it these days. I admit I was a bit rough a while back, but pretty smooth now. Oh, she's a bit slimy down the bottom. Pull my pants up because I think my bum's pointing at a few tourists that are walking down the main road at the moment. I gave them a thrill, and I don't know if the camera's facing the right way or what, but very smoothly I'll just put my bum in. We got the bum in and get my feet out the mud. Shit. We're there. We're there. Smooth as. What a beautiful day. This is when I love the river. So this houseboat here looks like it's one of the old Libba houseboats. There used to be a whole fleet of them up at Renmark, and they used to run with a 186 Holden engine. So I wonder if we can see the engine here. The engine should be to the right there. Can't really see. It looks like an old 186 motor up the top there. So as you can see with that shack or house, from water level it rose about 2.5 metres. So from ground level you can see the mark there, that's probably metre and a half. So here we have 3 beautiful paddle boats. We've got the Mayflower here. Next to it, the Marion. As a kid, as I've said before, I used to remember the Marion sitting in that dry dock just back there in a bit of a mess. You could go and pay $2 and go for a walk around it, but it had all holes and everything in it. But good to see it back up and working. And then we'll just go up the other side is the Canali, and that's usually moored up at Morgan, and that's been a work in progress for a few years. It might nearly be finished. Obviously it's good enough to float, and they must have brought it down here during the floods. Just back behind these boats is the museum. Looks like that needs a bit of work before it gets reopened. Not too sure how good this video is working going into the sun, but we'll turn around in a minute. Back in some of my earlier videos when the floods were just starting, I sat over there on a table and chair and we were measuring the height of the water against that sign, and at that stage it was about a foot up from the bottom, and you can see it probably got above it. So there's the Proud Mary. That was in Murray Bridge yesterday. How are you? Pretty good. Sure is. So you're back doing regular tours now? Cool.
Yes.
How long ago did you start doing those?
About 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago? Ah, cool. You booked out?
Pretty much, yeah.
Ah, good. Don't know if you could hear any of that, but yes, they're booked out and they started doing tours about 3 weeks ago. And here's the best riverboat on the mighty Murray, the Murray Princess. Look at the size of this thing. Beautiful. How are you?
Yeah, good. Yeah, that's the night, eh?
Yeah. When does the Murray Princess go out next?
Friday.
On Friday.
Yeah,
Cool.
great voyage.
Oh, it's its first voyage, is it? After the floods?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, cool. Not too sure if you heard that, but the Murray Princess is having its maiden voyage after the floods this Friday. I did hear someone say that they have to go down along the river and just check for sandbars and all that sort of thing after the floods. Not too sure if that's true or not, but it makes sense to me just to make sure there's no sandbars or big snags that have been moved around. Hardly any water flow out in the river, even in the middle. And here we have Tin Lizzie. I'm pretty sure it's Dave that lives on this. We'll see if he's home. He lives on the houseboat and takes it up and down the river, sort of towards Murray Bridge. He's got a couple of mooring spots he goes to. We'll stay in a spot for a couple of weeks and then move on, go backwards and forwards. How you going, alright?
Yeah.
How you been?
Yeah, good. You?
Bloody good.
Yeah. I seen your bloody old boat the other day.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, other day, I suppose that's fucking near 6 months ago now.
Down at Cornermont?
No, he was here.
Oh, he came for a trip?
Up at Paythorpe there.
Yeah.
He came down and he fucking, he left that front hatch open. He filled the fucking thing up with water.
Oh, did he? Oh, yeah.
He sunk the fucking thing.
Did he? Yeah, with those little lids.
Yeah.
Oh, the sliding door? Or usually if you leave it...
The front compartment on the left-hand side.
Oh, yeah, the lid.
Yeah, he left the lid off.
And the waves came over.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, no, it's... I was going to go camping this week up Catarapco Creek, but I had a mate rock up from England yesterday and took him for a bit of a tour around Wellington and Motorsports Park and stuff, and I thought I've been putting a video out every Wednesday, so I wanted to fill it up a bit, so I thought I'll bring the kayak down here and have a bit of a look and see how they're going with fixing everything up. And where did you go during the flood? Just stay here?
In this fucking channel, just
Oh yeah.
on the left there. I
Yeah.
got in there and tied up because I had, nice 4 trees to tie up on.
Yeah.
Though I didn't consider that I wasn't getting any fucking sun from my solar. And cost me a few bucks in fuel. And then a few trees started falling down and things like
Oh,
that.
shit.
There's heaps of trees there, and I'm going, oh no, don't tell me I'll stuff this one up again. And so it was a bit worrying at a couple of stages there.
But you got through it.
Yeah, I'm so glad it's over though.
Yeah, a bit of pain in the butt,
Well,
not knowing what's going to happen.
that was the thing.
Yeah.
It was the unknown that was
Yeah.
and the build up to it.
Yeah.
You knew the water was coming. And you're waiting and waiting and waiting.
I suppose I better leave the camera running while I dismount. Got to slow down a bit. It's only 8 kilometres an hour here. I think we'll be okay. Put the hat up there, the thongs up there. Oh shit, my old legs. Oops, too shallow. We'll move it back out a bit. That's right, into the mud. Out a bit deeper so my knees don't have to do too much work. I reckon if I try rocking, that's it. 1, 2, 3. Oh. Smooth as. Catch you guys next week.